Hi friends, this is CA Kiran Kumar. In this video, let us discuss about Budget 21-22 highlights. Direct and indirect tax proposal. First, we will discuss about direct tax proposals. Number 1. Relief to senior citizens. Senior citizens over 75 years of age and having only pension income and interest income are not required to file income tax returns. They will be deducted by the banks under section 194p and reduction in time for IT proceedings. Time limit for reopening of cases except serious tax evasion cases reduced to 3 years from existing 6 years, and in case of serious tax evasion with evidence of concealment of income of 50 lakhs or more than in a year to be reopened only up to 10 years only. Constitution of a dispute resolution committee to settle the issues at the initial stages. And tax incentives to startups. Capital gains exemption for investment in startups extended to 31st March 2020. The tax holiday for startups has been extended by one more year up to 31st March 2022, and a relaxation to NRIs. Some rules to be notified for removing hardship faced by NRIs regarding their foreign retirement accounts and allowing NRIs to incorporate one-person companies in India. Returns. As a part of ease of filing, the details of capital gains from listed securities and dividend income, interest from banks, etc. are filled in the returns for ease of filing returns. Advance tax on dividend income will be levied only after declaration or payment of dividend. Disallowance of PF contribution. In the case of employees, PF contribution was deducted but not deposited by the employer to employee account, then it will be deducted as a deduction to the employer. And section 43CA stands amended. Now, stamp duty value can be up to 120% of consideration if the transfer of residential unit. This limit was increased from existing 110% to 120%. And section 44 ADA stands amended with respect to applicability. As of now, section 44 ADA is applied to all SSCs being residents in India. From now onwards, it applies only to the residential individual HUF or partnership other than LLP. Means this section 44 ADA is excluding LLPs. And section 80EEA deduction was extended. This is the additional deduction apart from 2 lakhs deduction which is claimed under section 2 was extended till March 2022. And very important, tax audit limit. Limit of turnover for tax audit increased to 10 crores from 5 crores for the entities carrying out the 95% of transaction in digital way. And relief to small trusts. Exemption limit of annual receipt revised from 1 crore to 5 crores for small charitable trust running schools and hospitals. And coming to indirect tax proposals, number 1, GST on clubs or associations. Section 7 subsection 1 introduced retrospectively from 1st July 2017 to levy tax on activities or transactions involving supply of goods or services by any person other than an individual to its members or constituents or vice versa for cash, deferred payment or liable consideration. And number 2, ITC matching provision. Clause AA introduced under section 16 subsection 2 to allow ITC only if the details are uploaded by supplier. This clause is being inserted to provide the input tax credit on invoice or debit note may be availed only when the details of such invoice or debit note have been furnished by the supplier in the statement of outward supplies, means GSTR 1. It means you can claim the input tax credit only your invoice was filed by the supplier in GSTR 1. This amendment will be backing up for 36 subsection 4. And number 3, audited GST reconciliation statement is not required. This is most important. This section is being omitted so as to remove the mandatory requirement of getting annual accounts audited and reconciliation statement by specified professional, that is CA. Means now GST or 9C can be filed without certification. It can be certified by the company itself. It means self-assessment can be valid now. And interest on net tax liability. A proviso section 50 subsection 1 is substituted retrospectively from 1st July 2017 to charge interest on net tax liability. This will be levied with retrospective effect from 1st July 2017. And seizure and confiscation. Section 74 of CGST Act is being amended so as make seizure and confiscation of goods and conveyances in transit a separate proceeding from recovery of tax. And number 6, filing of appeal under 129 subsection 3 for detention or seizure of goods. A proviso is being inserted to provide that no appeal shall be filed against an order made under section 129 subsection 3 unless a sum equal to 25% of penalty has been paid by the appellant. So this is for the day. Thank you very much. For interesting updates, please subscribe. Thank you.